Now we will be learning about the Bastar rebellion and also about Birsa Munda, about whom we did little bit at the beginning of the chapter. Birsa Munda was born in the mid 1870s and grew up in the Bhonada village, wherein he grazed cattle, he sang songs, played on his flute, and thus he was a very normal child. Later on, when he became young, he heard of the great uprisings of the Mundas in the earlier times, and he also came to know that the leaders of his community were wanting a rebellion to throw the Britishers or the Dikus out of their land. Slowly, they made him realize that a fight has to come from within, or the people have to actually stand up and fight for mulk ki ladai. That is, they have to start fighting and regain, assert their independence and throw the Dikus, that is whom they even called Ravans, the British, out of India, or rather from their own territory. When he became little big, he started going to the local missionary school. At the local Christian missionary school, he learnt that if the people had to actually get back their kingdom, that is the kingdom of the God, wherein everything had to be in happy and peaceful manner, then they must become good Christians and leave their old practices. That is, they should convert themselves to Christianity and leave behind their old customs and traditions. Later on, he also came in contact with a very famous Vaishnav preacher who tried to tell him that he had to pick up a thread ceremony and clean and pick up rituals which would make him his true devotee. He learnt many things from both the local missionary school and the Vaishnav preacher, but he was determined that his own custom and traditions have to be kept and he has to be a true Munda. So, he of course tried telling his people that they have to throw away certain evils which had crept into their society, like they have to leave drinking, they have not to believe in the witchcraft, they have to clean their village, but still remain a true Munda and not get influenced by any Christian missionaries or a Vaishnav preacher. They dreamt of a Satyug, wherein a golden age, wherein the British would not be there and they would be just a Munda Raj, and the people would be happy, comfortable, independent as they were earlier. This was a problem for the Britishers because his political aims were becoming very big. So they arrested him in 1895. 2 years later, when he was released and he came out, once again the process of rebellion started, wherein they started actually attacking the churches, the local offices and the big landlords' houses. And they unfurled the white flag as a symbol of purity and as a symbol of rebellion. But sadly, Birsa Munda died in 1900 due to cholera. He left a great impact on the minds of the Munda group, and this rebellion had two big impacts, even though it was not successful. And those two big impacts were that the British were forced to make new laws for the tribals. And they had taught to the Britishers that they will not tolerate injustice. Whenever there is injustice, they are going to fight it out and they are going to get justice. So that was the lesson which was taught to the people of India also, that fight against the Britishers and ask for your rights, and this is the way to freedom. So that was the end of your chapter. Thank you.